parents who clog up London's roads on the school run pay tax on their journey. That's an idea that one dad from Hampstead who's calling on Camden Council to lead the way on road safety. Tom Kearney says that mums and dads are turning the area into the North London Grand Prix. Jonathan Savage has taken a trip into town to investigate. Where exactly are you, John?
Well, yes, I am up here in Hampstead, just round the corner from Fitzjohn's Avenue. Hampstead Station's up there. Lots of cars whizzing by, queuing up at the traffic lights next to me. Now, Hampstead, of course, is one of London's most sought-after locations. It's one of the nicest parts of town. So you get a lot of people here who have a bit of money in their pocket. And with that, of course, you have a lot of vehicles, a lot of expensive vehicles, and a lot of private schools around here too. And that's one of the reasons why people come here. So Tom Kearney is with me, who's had this idea. Tom, why do you think this sort of thing is needed? What's going on around here?
Well, I've been walking my son to school for the last 8 years, and walking or taking the bus when it's raining. And I've noticed just an steadily increase of cars driving fast, driving without any regard for pedestrians and cyclists. And I felt that basically after a serious accident where I was nearly killed, not from a parent driving a car, but from a bus, I decided that this issue with pedestrian lack of safety on London streets, it's time to do something about it. And the best place to start is in your own backyard in Hampstead, where there are too many cars driving too many people to the 12 schools within the 1 square mile where these schools are located.
How would this tax idea work? What would be the point of it? Would it be to raise money or to force people off the road?
Well, to be honest with you, what taxes try to do, obviously they try to basically identify and cause the people causing problems to pay for them. The simple case is 12 schools within 1 square mile is a huge magnet for people driving their kids to school. And that means too many cars at peak hours of the day. And as a result, I think you have to put the burden for the solution on the schools. And the best way to do that is to say it's going to cost you to allow parents to drive kids to school. If you put the burden on the schools, they will try to put the burden on the parents. And everyone will say, wait a second, shouldn't we reduce costs instead of absorb them all? And so the simple issue is that how do you tax them? What do I mean by taxes? Yes, the simple way you could do it is to say each school has to pay X per year to allow unlimited number of parents to come to school. The second thing you could do is to say, actually, no, we're going to charge you this much, but if you can come up with ways to stop parents from driving their kids to school, either through the issuing of very permits or other things, or promoting kids to walk or take public transport, then we'll reduce your taxes. Also, we can say, if increased policing is required, you pay for it. If increasing crossing guards are needed, you pay for it. So the simple thing is if you put the costs onto the schools, they will take action to reduce costs. And I think that's the way to do it, is make the schools collect this tax or make them take action to improve the situation.
Are you punishing parents, though, for ensuring their children get to school safely?
Well, I walk my son to school, and the reason why I walk him is not because I don't trust my son. I don't trust the parents driving their cars and children to school. It's unsafe for them. And look, London is dangerous enough for pedestrians. TfL has killed 80 people with their buses in the last 4 years, which is under the control of a mayor. So I don't know the number of people hit or injured by cars, but I assume if TfL has killed 80 people with their buses...
Well, I think it's a little unfair to say that TfL has killed people with their buses. Let's not be inflammatory about it.
Well, I mean, having been on the butt end of a TfL bus, I might feel differently. You must understand, I might feel slightly differently than you do on that issue, and maybe a lot less constrained.
Well, let's get thank you very much for that, Tom. Camden Council, we asked them to respond today. They've said, we're committed to reducing traffic congestion and are aware that school-run traffic can be an issue. We heard Mr Kearney's ideas when he spoke at the public meeting recently, but any tax lies outside the council's powers. They say, we have worked for many years to reduce motor traffic and increase walking, cycling and public transport use and have seen some success. We are, however, open to receiving any ideas and suggestions to help address this complex issue, and will be providing a response regarding Mr Kearney's idea. Eddie.
Thank you very much. And that's where we'll stay really with this one. I want to know, we're not accepting the idea that TfL buses kill people or go out to do that. Of course, I want to take that back and absolutely refute that. But certainly in terms of taking your children to school, do you drive them? Could you walk? Do you feel guilty? What's it like around the school gates? We'll talk about that in the next 20 minutes or so. Next up, Ruth Cornell. She's head of NHS London. Many of her members will be out on strike tomorrow. What's the future for the NHS in London? What's your relationship like with your hospital, and do you know what the plans are for your PCT, your local PCT? Pick up the phone and give us a call. Your health on our agenda. Ruth Cornell, NHS London, on drive time. 020-722-4000, time 5:31 news headlines. Christian.
Thank you, Eddie. In his autumn statement, George Osborne's warned that Britain could slip into recession if the euro